Eesti koondise peatoetaja on LHV Pank.
Suured asjad ei juhtu ühe päevaga. Keegi ei ole muutunud üleöö tervislikuks või bännerile klikkides alandanud kaalu. Suured asjad juhtuvad hoopis tasapisi. Sul on võimalik teha värskemaid ning tervislikumaid valikuid ja seda mõistliku hinnaga. Sa ei pea tegema suuri kangelastegusid. Tee hoopis väikeseid, aga tee neid pidevalt. Rimi, parem iga päevaga.
Põnevad mängumaailmad leiad Kuulbetist. Kuulbet. Alati mängus. Kas asi on kaitses?
On. Asi on kaitses.
Ja asi on maitses. Ale Kokk armastab jalgpalli juba 20 aastat.
Dacia Duster alates 10 390 eurost. Ostes nüüd Dacia, saad talverehvid kingiks kaasa. ABC Motors, Eesti Jalgpalliliidu ametlik autopartner.
Meiega koos alati nähtav. Vaata lisaks linnaekraanid.ee.
See lööb üle põhimõtteliselt. Need no laser beam.
Mikk, millal me kodu valmis saab?
Ära muretse, Kreeks, varsti.
Euronics on UEFA naiste jalgpalli ametlik toetaja.
Getting the thumbs up from Patrick. So those who are wondering what's going on, we are doing something slightly differently today. So you're hearing an English voice for you Legan fans this afternoon. My name's Chris Walker, English commentator enough from England, much interested in Estonian football. Just coming out to do some football today, and I think we'll be doing a lot of football over the next couple of weeks. But we're starting off our broadcasts covering the Estonian football system and the football pyramid with the game today, Legan taking on Elva. You can hear as well already, those who are listening in around the world on both transmissions and watching, you can probably hear that wind in the background. It is windy, it is quite warm today, but there is quite a breeze going on. We'll look at the goalkeepers with how they target things, how they work, what they want to try and do, for their gameplay. Because we're here at the Sportland Arena, we are about 3 minutes away from kick-off. So just looking at the form guide, Legan this season played 5 times at home, won 3 of them, they've only lost to once, so they've picked up 10 points out of a possible 15 this season, have kept 1 clean sheet at home, scored 9, conceded 7. Legan are 8th though in the division. Teams make their way out onto the pitch here at the Sportland Arena. Elva playing in white shirts, green shorts and white socks. Like the Bulgarian kit of the 1980s. Of course, all in red are Legan, led out by their captain, Anton Volodin. Of course, for Elva, they are led out by their captain, Marcus Block. Once again, a massive thank you for those tuning in this afternoon, listening to our joint broadcast on CW Sport Radio. Those who are listening from Chennai in India, those who are listening from Oxford, Clyde Tyra having a little interest, and this is something different. It's not often we get to link up with the home clubs, and I'd like to say a massive thank you to Dennis Belov, the manager of TGA Legan, who was wondering what on earth was going on when I turned up today. And I'll say a massive thank you to the club for actually allowing us to broadcast as the teams form up now, and now form up in a line and do the respect fist bump and handshake. See, that's prevalent here as well. It's not just an English thing. And a handful of fans have made it out today. Of course, a lot of football work coming, a lot of football work this weekend. Of course, football in Estonia very much being dominated by the under-17s Women's European Championships that get underway tomorrow. As I say, obviously, Estonia get their get their actual campaign underway, qualifying as hosts. They'll be in the Lilleküla Stadium behind me tomorrow evening. We'll be live on air for that one as they take on Switzerland, but previous to that we will be on air for Germany, Spain at the Kadriorg Stadium. So we've just seen the teams now going through last minute stretches and a few little pep talks. I wouldn't go as far as calling them full on huddles, but I think the coin toss has been made and the change of ends is needed. So Elva will be attacking towards the training ground end, so the right hand side as we are watching. And I think hopefully, how's that coming across, Badger? Okay. Yeah, we're getting the thumbs up. So once again, to all of you following Legan on the Legan broadcast today, my name's Chris Walker. Thank you so much for bearing with me today. Obviously, it's a little bit different for me commentating on a game here, and I thank you very much for your patience today. And I hope I can do you a very good service. And I hope you enjoy the broadcast. Of course, for those of you listening in, if you want a little mention, for those of you listening on the CW Sport Radio broadcast today, we will have the regular halftime shout-out slot. Does exactly what it says on the tin. If you like a mention at halftime, tweet me at MottiesMike, MOTTYSMIC. You can also find me on Instagram at CW Sport Radio, or you can find me on Facebook at CW_Sport Space Radio. But we're seconds away from the kick-off here at the Sportland Arena. And just having a little bit of feedback in my headset, but that's my one, not the club's one. I think because we're trying to go with multiple headsets today. Because we will be Legan with the kick-off, attacking the railway end to the left-hand side. So it will be Hulikov will get things underway. Referee just checking. With I think just checking that everyone is ready. So just a slight little delay, and I think there is a slight delay here, and I think we've got the delay is that the assistant referees, I don't think, are too happy with the goals actually, with the netting themselves. So Sander Jurgens and Denis Petrov, they're not happy. So the kickoff has been delayed. And this is a new one for us. Kickoff has been delayed due to problems and issues with the goal netting, and it's the goal in front of the training ground that seems to be the one that's getting the most attention. I think it's more a problem of how well the net's been secured on top of along the crossbar. As Sergei Bolgov is just I think he's just reaching up, trying to just test it out as well. And as we say, those of you expecting the broadcast of TJK Legan against FC Elva, kickoff has been delayed slightly due to obviously issues with the goal netting here at the Sportland Arena. Well, over the years when I've done commentary, we've had hailstorms, we've had snow, we've had stray dogs running onto football pitches, we've had all sorts of things happen. First time we've actually ever had a kickoff delayed with real big problems with the netting, and I think there is further work going on at the moment. So once again, thank you very much for your patience this afternoon. Good to see quite a few of you having a little listen in elsewhere. So those of you tuning in from the Netherlands, from the United Kingdom, and from India as well, good to have you on board. And again, this wouldn't have been possible without obviously the last minute intervention of Legan manager Denis Belov. The emails had been getting sent to the club, and I think they'd received them, but unfortunately I think they thought they were spam. It does happen. Legan are not the first club to think we were something we weren't. So the good thing is we're all on the same sheet, we're all here for football, and the good news is the goal nets have been sorted out, so we are about to get underway as Wojtek Karnetovic gets us underway. We'll just play back into defence there, and there's a touch there, early touch there for the captain. Well, that's Gasinski actually now to Volodin, out to the right hand side of defence now for Legan. Little touch there for Javier, back to Volodin again. Just a little gesture, and of course you'll see the pitch itself. Those who are actually watching the footage through at TJK Legan will see that it is the artificial pitch. It's the 4G surface here, the all-terrain surface, the all-weather surface here at the Sportland Arena. There's a ball out wide on that right hand side, played up a wing there, just cut out of the back row by Kiaspa. And Elva now into midfield. A little touch there in the centre for Loch, the captain. Now in the heart of defence, little turn there on the ball. Nice little spin there for Henri Herm. And the ball just being spread out to the left back now as Elva closing on the halfway line. Just a short ball over the middle. Play it back. Back into the heart of defence again now to the veteran, Vajko Kurz. we just see a first touch for the goalkeeper as well, Carl Cruz. Now, talking of goalkeepers, now there's a bit of a legend for Legan in the shape of a 42-year-old goalkeeper, Pavel Londak, who I was quite looking forward to seeing him play, but been reliably informed by Dennis. He's now taking up, he's hung up his gloves now. Did play a little bit earlier this season, but he's now hung up the gloves and he's involved now on the coaching side of things. But here's Elva on the ball now on the right side of the central midfield. It's with Locke. The captain plays it back, and it's just worked back into the defence again. Elva just trying to get comfortable. Move around. So just a couple of minutes played here. It's Legan 0, Elva 0. Esiliiga action for you from live from the Sportland Arena in Tallinn, Estonia today. And I say thank you again for those of you tuning in. So here's an attack of the ball. It's running loose. It's gone past the keeper. Oh, little heart in your mouth moment at the back there. And Elva taking the opportunity to try and ram home the advantage here. This is a very, very young Legan side, and of course, when you don't have a lot of finances, or when clubs don't have big finances, and the ball in the back of the net, take your eye off the ball, blink, and you'll miss it. But Elva have taken the lead. Barely 3 minutes gone. And that is all through just switching off and not paying attention. And we did say watch out at the back, and suddenly the chickens came to roost. And Elva have taken the lead, leading by a goal to 0. And there's Andre Bayou with the final touch that makes it 1-0. So just bear with me at this moment, as we are sort of surrounded by a lot of cables as well today. We've got, I think I've very likely this bit plugged into the national grid at this rate, but Elva have taken the lead. Of course, we will be seeing Elva again later in our broadcasts on CW Sport Radio, but we're concentrating on Legan today. So in the sunshine, with a bit of a breeze on here in Estonia. Legan trailing by a goal to 0, trailing to an early goal. It's back with a right back again. That's Herm on this near side. Back to the keeper, Cruz. Who's I think a clean sheet this season. Carl Cruz, of course, Elva finished third in the Esiliiga last season and actually lost a two-legged playoff to Legan, which was to decide who would stay up in the Esiliiga, which is the Estonian Premier League, and who would get relegated. In the end, that all became academic, with Legan taking voluntary relegation. But they're now looking to get back onto the score sheet and try and level things up on the right-hand side. Just a little cut jink into the outside of the penalty area. Nice cross in, but it's cut out at the back though by Herm again. And maybe that early goal has just stung Dennis Bell offside, just giving him a little bit of a wake-up call, really, a little slap across the face. As just to say, go on, you've got to start from the whistle, not when the opposition score. You've got to hit the ground running right from the off. But it is a very young side, and a lot of these players for Legan have been playing with them, have been playing for the side. In some cases, this is a couple of players. It's their first season playing in adult football. Of course, Belenikin, 17 years of age, midfield. He's into his first season. As is indeed Ukrainian midfielder Vladislav Panov, who's actually 19 years of age. But here come Elva on the counter-attack again, on the right side of the penalty area, and the shot goes straight into the near post, right into the midriff there, straight into Bogov. And the keeper held firm and quickly distributes the ball out to the right back, out to the right wing now.
As Legan set about trying to repair the damage, conceding an early goal, early strike to Andre Payuk. Basically taking the eye off the ball, just losing that little microsecond of concentration. The ball went up in the air at the back by Kut, but now brought down. There's Roos tries to get the shot off, but the referee has indicated that he's actually going to be a corner. I wondered if at one moment whether it's maybe a little bit of a foul on that Dennis Roos, but it's going to be a corner from the right hand side here for Legan. I think Salamatov might be looking at maybe no, Salamatov's coming up from the back for this one. And this one swung in, and this has gone very, very, very deep and right across the keeper. Oh, just squeaks past that far post. Legan so close to levelling up the score there. But it's still 1-0 to Elva. In fact, they're coming up to just over 8 minutes, nearly 8 minutes played here. And you can see now, those you are watching, why I've called that ground the end to the left-hand side, the railway end. It's self-explanatory. It's the Kitsakula railway station is just behind the main stand in front of us up the left hand side. And of course the Lillagula station is the other side of the main stadium behind us as well. So two railway lines flank the sports complex here. But it's Legan who are being outflanked at the moment, trailing by an early goal. Just 1-0 the score so far. A little bit of short passing, ball just being swapped there between Borgov, 31-year-old goalkeeper. Of course, on the bench they do have 19-year-old keeper Martin Zhukov. He's been at the club since last year. Of course, Gersinski in the back, and is again another one of the debutants for this season, making his first, I think, his first season with Legan. It's Elva now coming through again. And they've committed players up from the back, and they've just got to be careful here. They do have a long throw, and that's a very quick throw in, and a nice long one up the back, cut out of the back though by Javier. And that's Mark Antonio Javier, only 18 years of age. As they can get the ball into midfield, and a foul there on Volodin, but advantage being played by the referee, and now, well, maybe that's just been cut out by the offside flag on the far side there. It did look like Volodin had been nibbled, but offside given. Quickly taken as Elva try and work it into midfield. The Carroll Tin back into defence again. As I say, Elva on their travels this season, yet to win on the road. The Pines, the Trees, 5 games played, they've drawn 1 and lost 4 away from home. So to actually score, that's only their 5th goal they've scored on the road away from the Lina Stadion this season. But a long way to go here. Only 10 minutes played in Tallinn. We're at the Sportland Arena. Quite a slightly windy one. As the keeper begins a nice long run up, and that wind just sort of holding the ball and just making that just drop just shy of the halfway line before Dennis Roos could get to it. But the visitors get it and play it back to the goalkeeper, to Kroos. And happy to steer that out to the left side now, outside to Carroll Tin. And Elva now coming through in the middle through with Alev. Peter Alev, who can get a little bit hot under the collar every now and then. So he has been sent off once this season. As Tin rescues the ball for Elva, plays it back over the halfway line inside into his own half, and now intercepted. Now it's a 3v3 at the back here. A little break on here for Legan, and Kulikov is free in the area. Can they get the ball to him? They got for the shot themselves, and that one turned behind by the keeper. To be honest, Chris did well to get low to his left-hand side, get down low and wrap his body round that near post to tip that shot round. And you can see, obviously, those of you listening on the CW Sport Radio, you can't actually see what the weather is, what the wind is doing to these corner flags. They are gusting like anything. I'll tell you what, it's like Demis Roussos' caftan in full flow. They are gusting like anything. It is windy, so corner comes in, headed clear, but Legan get the ball again. And the ball floated across the 6-yard box, and a very audacious, ambitious turning shot, a volley shot there. Those, when they come off, are absolute world beaters. They are brilliant when they happen, as have here. But when they don't work, you do tend to look a little bit of egg on your face. But if you don't try, you don't know. But Elva, we can hear Jonas Horn. It's just in front of our commentary position, down on the ground to our right-hand side. We're up in the gods here at the Sportland Arena. And I'll tell you what, we've got an absolute lovely bird's-eye view, and thank you again for all you Legan fans watching today. Now a little chance here. Again, trying to get that cross in, and that's Kondratsky again on that right-hand side, forcing Elva to defend. It is a throw-in though, in line with the penalty spot on the right-hand side. Javier takes it. Little shot on the turn, the ball just aimed past Kulikov. And indeed gets past Belenikin as well, straight to the keeper, who puts it straight into midfield, and it's being carried forward by the captain. Lock out wide to his right-hand side by Kerspa, or Kasper even. Of course, watch out as well. We've mentioned him earlier, Jasper Rielsen, who's a leading goal, was leading goal scorer today. Well, started today. He was joint top of the charts with Payu. He's now at second. He's got 4. Payu's third minute goal means he's got 5 for the season. But we've got a throw-in midway through the Elva half on this left-hand side. It's with Salamatov. And Youngson, nice little move here. Now to Belenikin. Now Roos back out to Salamatov again. Just trying to jink his way and trying to turn. Finds his way blocked. He's got Roos in support though. Nice low ball onto the edge of the penalty area. Cuts out. Roos gets it again. And Legan are industrious here. They are still trailing by a goal to them. A little stumble. Good recovery there. On the right wing. Good recovery from Borisov. Legan searching for that equaliser, and again they just can't deliver the ball. They're trying to deliver it right on the sixpence, and they just can't quite get it done. Here's Volodin, but the cross is the diagonal ball. The crossfield ball is intercepted, and immediately Legan try and do some intercepting of their own. The ball comes into touch just in front of, just beneath our commentary position. Coming up to nearly 15 minutes played, nearly quarter of an hour on the clock here at the Sportland Arena. We're in Tallinn in Estonia today. And it's Legan 0, Elva 1. And the ball flicked on, and it's a cut out in the back there by Daniel Gasinski. And spotting the overlapping player on our right hand side again. Well, we saw now that just checks a run. Little ball in there to a Roos. Did that strike a hand? The referee, if he did, he's not seen it. And play continues. That may have, well, judging by the way the player's gone down there for Elva, I don't think it was his hand that got hit. I think there may be a little bit of pain there. And there could be more pain on the goal scoring here if the hook shot in, just on the edge of the area. And Alev having to dive for cover, he doesn't want to get his head knocked off his shoulders with that strike. So a quick goal kick taken. Of course, with the goal kicks, you can take short goal kicks, but you've got obviously what should happen is two strikers have got to stay on the edge of the area until the ball is played, in which case it's then open season. But Elva with a corner here from the right hand side. And it is Reinelson coming over to take this. And Reinelson, who's been at the club for 4 years. And And now only 19 years of age. Of course, very much in Estonian football, you can make your debuts in senior football when you are 14. As we have seen in other clubs do it over the years, and that's how the youngsters learn. They're just thrown into the deep end. The corner on this right hand side. Short option needed, but I think Ross is just, and he goes for the short one. And Rosson body checked initially, but quick hands up there from Dennis Roos going, no, sorry, didn't mean that, accidental. And it's a goal kick, so we'll say ball rather, with possession to Legan. Now with Volodin. And Volodin, who's played for the likes of Levadia, Tallinn, Siloi, Kalev, and of course FCI at Tallinn back in the day. And does have a Esiliiga winners medal from 2016 in his trophy cupboard, or trophy cabinet. It's referee just spotting a little silly little foul there. I think Legan, in their sort of enthusiasm to try and get that equaliser, just get themselves caught there and just committing a silly little foul. But free kick now taken, spread wide to the left side of central defence for Elva, and now forced to put it back pass to the keeper. Spotting harm wide on this right hand side, ball into the centre. And some well worked moves here and some good passing from the visitors. And it's youthful Legan side, got to try and match this without overcommitting themselves and leaving themselves exposed at the back. It's home on the right again, looks up and just chips that ball forward over the top of Peter Alev. And again, a lovely little ball there from Rylson up the right side of the midfield. The cross in from the right hand side from Locke. Gobbled up by the keeper. Massive overarm throw there out to the right hand side. And now Borisov trying to release the ball forward. Trying to play in Kondratsky on that right wing. Just trying to keep the ball in play. And just been jostled there, but the ball had gone into touch. It will be a throw into Elva. And once again, like I say, I express my thanks and gratitude to Dennis Belov, the Legan manager today, and of course Patrick, our cameraman. And I hope you are enjoying the commentary with a little bit of an Englishman touch, if you pardon my appalling Estonian. But it's a massive aita from me to everyone here at Legan for making me feel welcome today, and we got there in the end. That's the main thing, and I hope you're enjoying the commentary where you're listening in from today on the CW Sport Radio feed, and of course those of you watching on the Legan pictures as well. Here come Legan trying to thread that ball forward, and Kudakov's done well to hold on to that, and he's getting double teamed there, and he's been caught. And he's gone clutching his ankle, and this could be maybe a card here. Definitely a stern talking to, at least, and it is a yellow card. The custard's dished out. 20 minutes into our first game in Estonia, and the first bit of custard's been dolloped out by the referee. Yep, that's my take. I'd say I do have a different take on things when it comes to bookings and red and yellow cards. We'll see Teen with the yellow card there. But again, you can hear that wind picking up again, and that's a bit of a distraction and a half for the players as well, having to contend with those conditions. I mean, this is when the building work is completed here. This is going to be one heck of an impressive little complex and a heck of a stadium. And so welcome again, and so big thank you to those of you listening in from around the UK, those of you listening in from the other side of the world, in India and in the Netherlands earlier. Of course, we did mention about the Sportland Arena. I think the plan of action is to make it about a 4.5, probably 5,000 seater stadium. More work. The first phase has long been completed, and you can see that on the far side. And a little clicking in the background because we will do a little bit of social media later on. Obviously, normally we're slightly better prepared. I mean, this was always going to be a bit of a big ask, rushing off a plane, and within just a matter of 2.5 hours, I'm lining up to doing my first commentary of the fortnight. The corner though, not a great delivery from Elva, and there's a lovely counter attack. And Tim's got to be careful diving in here. And now here's Kulikov with a bit of space now cutting in, but the ball into the middle. He's timid, and you can just see the frustration there. You can hear the frustration from Denis Belov. I'll tell you, I could see that one from a mile off, and it was just, he got into that lovely wide position and then cut inside, allowed himself to be crowded out by the Elva players. Not necessarily panicked, but then the last pass, the final ball coming forward, lacking that potency, lacking that power, and that just really causing a little bit of frustration there for Denis Belov, who knows, I think it knows in his heart that the players are capable of far better than this, and are capable of better, but they are, mustn't forget, with the exceptions of the likes of say, Alexander Volodin and of course Kirill Vinogradov, virtually and the goalkeeper Sergei Bogov, everybody else in this playing squad, most of the players are under the age of 23, and there's a massive large swathe of them are teenagers. So this is very much work in progress. This is very much seen as maybe the next generation of Legend players. Obviously that Denis Belov will hope will get them, can get them back into the top flight. And there's another ball. There's a flag up on this near side though, so if that had gone past the keeper it wouldn't have counted, but the offside flag up on this, flagged up here by Denis Petrov on the near side, calls Sander Jurgens, our assistant referee, on the far side. And here's the counter attack midway through the Elva half. A little skip in here from Borisov. The ball just goes behind Kondratsky, runs to the keeper, to Chris. And we've gone past the midway point of the first half here at the Sportland Arena in Tallinn in Estonia. Currently TJK Legan 0, Elva 1. That's FC Elva. And both sides, cupboards very much bare in terms of substitutions and possible substitutes. Jonas Horn's got two outfielders, Taro Team and Erika Elvesh, as well as goalkeeper Mick Jonas. And just say as well, most of you do see a lot of Estonian football and do see the team sheets as well, and wonder what some of the words mean. Obviously KTM refers to whether the player is a homegrown player, and if you have I, it means no, that's EI. So there you go, I'm learning a bit more Estonian here. And ja, of course, means yes. The ruling is you've got to have at least a minimum of 2 homegrown players on the pitch at all times throughout the game. A lot of clubs in the Premier League and the Esiliiga have very much an overseas loaded contingent. You're allowed to have 8 overseas players registered, but you can only play 5 of them. Only have a maximum of 5 on the pitch at any one time. If you were to say with your homegrown players, say you only had 2 homegrown players out of your starting 11, and one of those has to come off, you've got to bring one on. You have to keep the minimum of 2, otherwise I think you either have to play with then 10. You're forced to play with either 10 men. I would imagine you then get fined. And a little bit of pushing and shoving, and a careless free kick conceded there from Nikolai Kulikov. He's only 17 years of age. This is his first season in the adult leagues in big footy. And so I think it's safe to say a very raw talent. A little bit to learn, but as I say, the canvas is blank. There's a masterpiece can definitely be formed there. There's a long ball forward over the halfway line, cut out the back. Blitz Elva in midfield again through Locke. Trying to play it along up that left wing, and that's far too far ahead for Crystal Hordsar to get hold of, and that's gone behind. That will be a goal kick. So inside the last 20 minutes or so here of the first half, just 1 goal in it, and that came on 3 minutes from Andre Payu. Just a simple, just switching off defending at the back. First attack, one of the early attacks was dealt with, ball was cleared, but Elva quick on the follow-up, caught Legan napping, nearly caught me napping as well. And thank you to the Harley Davidson, and of course in the background, of course, other motorbikes and cars and other vehicles. It's actually a car standing like a Harley Davidson. I think he needs to get his exhaust checked. But just the 1 goal in it. So hope springs eternal for Legan still. But it's Locke, the captain for Elva, plays it to the veteran Vico Kurt, and of course he's 36 years of age now. Now, lots to be said, sometimes having an old head, or an older head should say. Of course, here at the Sportland Arena, obviously the technical area has to be marked out with cones, because you can't be putting lots of stuff all over this lovely artificial surface. Denis Belov, with his arms folded in pensive mood in the Legan dugout. There's a throw in deep in Legan's half for Elva, and it's now being left for Kurt himself. I think I fancy a bit of a Rory Delap moment coming on here. Begins a big long run up, and that's an absolutely stonking throw into the 6-yard box. One up in the air at the back though, I think, from Roos, and the corner comes in, or the shot comes in, hits the upright until, well, the referee's judged it did take a little deflection there, and there will be another corner to the visitors. Trying to turn the screw up on the pressure here. And are we going to see deja vu? Are we going to see another one of those little fancy, possibly well worked short corners? I think Tina and Ryerson probably on this one. Arms held aloft, and this one delivered direct across the face of goal, chested down the edge of the air, and the shot coming in charged down. There's bodies all over the place at the moment, and one of the Elva forwards, I think that's Elva, is down. Now slowly getting back up again, the cross comes in, cleared. Anywhere will do at this stage, just get the ball over the halfway line, allow yourselves time to regroup. Of course, Legan sort of initially going with a 4-2-3-1 formation up against the more defensive, interesting 4-1-4-1. That can quite sometimes be, can easily be turned into a 5-4-1. A free kick about 10 yards into Legan territory on the left side of central midfield, and that ball just tickled along the ground there from Coote, and a nice wide ball out to his right hand side, but that ball just zipping away on the surface, getting away from Eric Kasper. And Kasper just thinking, oh dear, what could have been? Throw in for the host though. Legan still trailing by a 1-0. Once we do see Arseny Teletsky there, he's now come out onto his left side of midfield, and he's just out-muscled there by Kasper. He's on the ball again. The team over that halfway line, back into the heart of defence to a Voxep. And when danger threatens, Elva's gameplay is very much playing it back into defence. Remember, they haven't won away from home yet this season, and this would be, if they can hang on to this, and they've got a long way to go, because we've only just gone over the half-hour mark. As we see, well, this could be interesting here, and this could be, there's going to be a card here. Now, what colour is it going to be, and who's going to get it? Well, there's a red card. We've got a sending off, and the keeper has been spread out, and this is I think something might have been said as well, and this is not looking good. I think Daniel Kaczynski, I think, has been sent off here. We saw the goalkeeper. I wouldn't say that was a clear 50-50. You've got to go for that, but I think maybe something was said or something was put in there. But Kaczynski's been given a straight red, and I think Denis Belov's face is going to be the same colour as Kaczynski's kit. As Denis Belov now showing he's a jack of all trades, as well as being a PR maestro, head coach. He's now physio. The goalkeeper Bolgov is down and is now about to receive treatment, but more importantly, we've got a sending off. Legan down to 10 men. They're trailing by a goal to nil. This is not what was forecast at all. No one was expecting this today. I think if Dennis Belov had read his tea leaves this morning, he wouldn't have said this. So Legan are in all sorts of trouble here in the first half, and we're only 32 minutes in. Here you go, bit of drama, bit of dramatics on a Saturday afternoon. Of course, our action, and so massive thank you again to all the Legan fans. Thank you for your understanding today. Hope you're enjoying the commentary. Something a little bit different. Not often with, shall we say, us random English commentators get over to the Baltic. But I'd like to say what a lovely club we got, and Dennis Belov, he can't do enough to help. He's been fantastic, and so's Patrick as well. So your credit to your club, guys. I'll doff my cap to you. So I'm wondering if there could be another card coming here, because I'll say that 50-50 did seem like the keeper. Well, it's a penalty's been awarded, so not only was Gasinski sent off, and I think he maybe actually lashed out, which is why he's got sent off. I think Rylson's putting this one down here. This could see the game take a real turn here. This to double the lead against 10 men Legan. 33 minutes gone. Rylson begins, I think, a run up and places it to the keeper. Guessed the right way, Bolgov, but just plays a little bit too high for him. And Elva now lead. They've doubled their lead, leading by 2-0. Inside 12 minutes of the first half to go here at the Sportland Arena. Legan 0, Elva 2. Again, we can hear that weather. The wind is definitely playing havoc today. It's making life difficult for the goalkeepers and, of course, the corner takers as well. And you're trying to get those nice set pieces done. You thought, what on earth do we do here? And I think those of you have actually, I think Clive Tyron, they've discovered the live stream is going on here. As I said, it's an honour to actually be involved with this today. Helping out Legan, who have got to help themselves here. Trailing by 2-0, down to 10 men. We're now very much going for what looks like a 4-4-1 routine now. Kudakov being pushed up front on his own. But if anything, Dennis Roos just being played in a bit more of an advanced role in that central midfield. Just trying to get him to sit in, not quite alongside Kulikov up front, but maybe just off his shoulder, just behind him. As the cross comes in, very nearly making contact. Alef again, very nearly. 2-0. The visitors lead. And it was Rylson indeed from the penalty spot with that second goal. So we're now both Payu and Rylson back on leading joint leaders of the Elva goal scoring charts. But will we see another goal today for Dennis Roos? 6 this season. He's gone up for his ball and he's beaten in the air there by Herm at the back. This ball just skied up in the air and you see the wind affecting it. And that move breaks down. Rylson, score of a second goal from the penalty spot, which did obviously for the offence that saw the dismissal of Daniel Gasinski. Maybe just a little bit of a rejig at the back here, and another long throw from Kut on this right hand side, flicks up across the body there, ahead of Javier. He's very much one to watch. keep an eye out on this young man. Mark Antonio Javier, 18 years of age, into his second year at Legan. Now Harm again on this right hand side, midway through the Legan territory. Now Ronaldson, the ball high up and back to pass. Here's Rolson and lobs the keeper. Oh, clearance on the line there. What a save that was! Great last ditch defending there. And if you're going to pull the proverbials out of the fire, that's exactly how you do it. And that was great defending. Javier, so he's been forced to go back. He's forced to go into central defence, and if anything, I say obviously having to go in there after the dismissal from Gasinski, but that was an absolute great piece of defending. Two goals of difference. Not maybe necessarily a tough task if you got 11 on the pitch, but don't forget, with Gasinski being sent off for Legan, they've been down to 10 men for the last 5 minutes or so, and you know that's going to be a long second half. There's a throw in from the right hand side, flicks up towards Kulikov. The ball bounces around the other penalty area and it seems to be played off a hand, and now here's Roos trying to chip the keeper, but it's gone just bouncing. That's an awkward bounce back here. Now to Salamatov, still on the left wing here, tries to get the cross in. It's easily cut out. Now Salamatov has decided not to take a throw in. This is going to be Enis Roos, 21-year-old centre forward. He's been being utilised as an attacking, say very much an attacking central midfielder at the moment. But here's Roos with a long throw in right into that penalty area. Flick on header there from Javier up from the back. Borisov had gone down in the penalty area. Looked at the referee. No dice there from Sergei Konasevich. But Legan take the ball to the byline. They've won a corner. Can they half that deficit before half time? Roughly 6 minutes of coming to roughly 6 minutes of the 45 to go, plus whatever gets added on by the referee. There's a corner here, a lot of congestion. And the keeper flapped and made a complete muck up of that one. And the follow-up shot was blocked, as I say, trying to Elva, living on the edge there at the back. Another corner. And this will be taken on the left-hand side, and it's Nikita Kondratsky. A 19-year-old who was who was playing for Flora's under-21 side last year, and he is also he's been capped 3 times for the Estonian under-19s. So that corner comes in and shows why he's been capped at international level. So it'll be interesting to see what Dennis Belov does for the second half. I think obviously that the ship's steadying as steady as you can do with only 10 at the wheel. There's Volodin, plays the ball back to the keeper. It's a Bogov who comes out of his area. Bit of sweeper keeper stuff here at the Sportland. Plays the ball out wide to the left hand side. I know to keep it in, allow him to keep the move going there, Kondratsky, but throw in. Deep in the right back's position here for Elva. There's Harm, and he's caught in 2 minds. Throws a throw in back to the keeper. Of course, that is perfectly allowed, perfectly acceptable. And Chris, there's Kulikov, tries to close the angle here, tries to narrow things down, goes after, and again, youthful exuberance. Diving in behind, just catching the right back, getting a little ticking off there from the referee, just to say, pack it in, no more of that. But Nikolai Kulikov, as I said before, he was what I call one of those rough diamonds. There's a lot of polishing there needed, but he is only 17 years of age. Into his debut season in adult football. And he's up front on his own. He's very much isolated, but that's because they've had to make changes at the back here of Legan to cover for the dismissal of central defender Gasinski on 34 minutes. Here comes Harm. There's the ball wide on the right now. He'll cut in there from Kasper. And that move breaks down with a foul committed on Nikita Salamatov. It's a free kick to Legan. A little bit of respite there. Taken from Salamatov, steers it back to the keeper. Back out to Salamatov. And it's to me, to you football here. And well, was that an air kick? Was it a little bit of a missed kick at the back by Volodin? He's now got the ball again in the heart of defence, being quickly closed down there. Volodin on the ball. I'm not sure he heard the call on that one, but found Roos in midfield. Back to Volodin. Trying to get the ball out now, trying to play in Salamatov, who's now spotted to run up the left-hand side there of Belenikin. But a flag right immediately up there. Just Belenikin, just a little bit too enthusiastic there. Just a bit, just a smidgen too quick out the blocks. So of course, for those of you watching on the Legan feed, you'll be getting a little break from me at half time, and for those of you listening in on CW Sport Radio on our sort of our broadcast collaboration today, I will be of course continuing with a half-time shout-out slot, a few mentions for those of you listening in, and also letting you know exactly what's going on for the rest of this weekend. So we've got 2 games to bring you live tomorrow, and of course there'll be one on Monday night as well. Glutton for punishment? Yeah, I'd say so. It's Legan here who are going to need a half-time team talk of half-time team talks, and Dennis Roos lashing out of pure frustration there, becomes the 3rd player in Karnatovic's book, but it's a yellow card this time. Remember, Gasinski shown a straight red on 32 minutes actually. And we do have a bit of break in play here as I think Team just getting back up to his feet there, and just struggling there, just a little bit of a hobble there. It's just maybe just felt that right across the back of the calf there, right on the heel. That's gonna hurt. And there's Lockhart using injured, so here's that Team now to lock in midfield, just trying to see the half out here. Elva leading by 2-0. Andre Payu on 3 minutes, and then Jasper Arson on 34 from the penalty spot. Legan reduced to 10 men as a result of that penalty being conceded. And they will be attacking the training ground ends in the second half. And whereas Elva will be attacking the railway end, but will they stay on track for their first league win of the season? Can Dennis Belovsai pull something back here? Now Salamatov playing the ball up that left-hand side. And the ball just again being held up by the wind. The referee spotted something, he's not happy, so what he's done, he's actually brought play back for the initial foul. There's an initial foul committed on Arseny Teletsky. And again, Teletsky, another one of those players to watch out for. Also, he's played under 21 football for Lavalia's team, and of course, they're saying to his, first season here with Legan as well. He's only 18. There's a lot of prospect, a lot of promise in this squad. But they are trailing by 2-0 as we're now into time added on here at the end of the first half at the Sportland Arena here in Tallinn in Estonia. Now Volodin coming over the halfway line, the old stager. Nice ball through the centre there. Nice link-up play. Now little Borisov. The ball that cross just getting intercepted again. It's just that delivery, and if Legan can just get that delivery in, and I think they'll be okay in the second half. So this is where I now give you a little break from me on Legan's live feed. We'll be back. You'll be able to hear me again in the second half, but I'll give you a little breather. Catch you in a bit.
Eesti koondise peatoetaja on LHV Pank.
Suured asjad ei juhtu ühe päevaga. Keegi ei ole muutunud üleöö tervislikuks või bännerile klikkides alandanud kaalu. Suured asjad juhtuvad hoopis tasapisi. Sul on võimalik teha värskemaid ning tervislikumaid valikuid ja seda mõistliku hinnaga. Sa ei pea tegema suuri kangelastegusid. Tee hoopis väikeseid, aga tee neid pidevalt. Rimi, parem iga päevaga.
Põnevad mängumaailmad leiad Kuulbetist. Kuulbet, alati mängus. Kas asi on kaitses?
On. Asi on kaitses.
Ja asi on maitses. A. Le Coq armastab jalgpalli juba 20 aastat.
Dacia Duster alates 10 390 eurost. Ostes nüüd Dacia, saad talverehvid kingiks kaasa.
ABC Motors, Eesti Jalgpalliliidu ametlik autopartner.
Meiega koos alati nähtav. Vaata lisaks linnaekraanid.ee.
Need no laser beam.
Millal me kodu valmis saab?
Ära muretse, Kreeks, varsti.
Euronix on UEFA naiste jalgpalli ametlik toetaja.
Apologies there, but we have had there's a little technical glitch here. Apologies for that. I've got the microphone on, but it does help if you turn the thing on, isn't it? I do apologise about that, but for those of you who might have missed out, obviously Petr Alev has given Elva a commanding lead, 3-0 they lead. Apologies about that in the second half. See, it happens to the best of us. We're only human. So he's got ball here at the back. Now Kondratsky just playing the reverse ball there, just behind Vinogradov. Ball just allowed the ball just I'd say Elva just allow that to roll into touch. Well, it's going to be a goal kick. Was Elva leading by 3-0. Goals in the first half from Andre Payu, and a penalty from Jasper Rilson added by Petar Alev's strike. That really just adds sort of added insult to injury really to Legan's performance. Down to 10 men after the sending off of Gasinski in that first half. But now is a sign of recovery, maybe. Javier coming forward and saying it's but that move is cut out. It's Elva looking to force their issue again. They're playing the ball forward. And so Payu just wants to say Payu chasing after that one, but it's gone behind. It will be a goal kick to Legan, as we just see Dennis Belov just offering some instructions there for Arseny Teletsky, who's having to play as a sort of a makeshift right back really. So goal kick for Legan. That's a pump forward. That's just about got the legs to creep over the halfway line. Ball scooped back, chested down by Dennis Roos. Out to the left side of attack, and lovely little move here. What can Legan do? Well, the answer is they can win themselves a throw-in deep into Elva territory. 13 minutes gone in the second half. Legan 0, Elva 3. And apologies for those of you who might have had a temporary loss of sound at the start of the second half on the live feed. We've got that one sorted out. I think that was down to me, I'm afraid. My bad. And now on this near side, Casper wins a throw-in for Elva. And of course the ball retention team, the ball recovery team, the youngsters here. Now walks up with a throw-in, now to a Tin. Into midfield now to the captain, Marcus Locke. Now Harm, a nice penetrating ball cut out of the back row by Javier. And immediately picked up again by Tin. It's a little bit relentless here. And then Ralston switching play and stretching this Legan defence. The ball coming in from the right hand side, but skipping low on this playing surface, straight towards the keeper. Rolls it out, and now Kondratsky, ball forward to Vinogradov, return pass to Kondratsky on the right hand side, just checks his run, looks for support, a nice reverse pass up this right hand side, and the chase is on there from Andrei Borisov. The idea was there, maybe a bit over elaborate technically, but the idea was there, but no, it has gone for an actual throw-in, I beg your pardon. And here's Roos again. You know what's going to happen. It's going to be a lot. Well, that's totally made me eat my words. I was expecting another bullet long throw-in, and he puts in a little dolly lock job. Another corner here for Legan. The set pieces, the corners are mounting up here. They've got nothing to show from the work so far. Now maybe can they get one? No. Again, the ball scrambled clear, only as far as Volodin. So last covering defender at the back, but his pass zone. There's a little contact off the ball there. And we have got a change being made here for Elva. And there'll be a Tavo team coming on. And he's replacing Eric Kasper. And Kasper there, maybe just oh no, it's actually Alev who's gone off. It is Peter Alev who scored that third goal, and he's just limping slightly. So maybe I think he was involved in that sort of that not quite altercation, but that little coming together with Alexander Volodin earlier. Sort of, I thought Volodin would possibly suffer a groin injury, but maybe just a coming together. But Alev has left the field of play as Wilson strides forward deep into Legan territory, plays the ball to the left side of the penalty area. The shot set comes in, is blocked, and then one again. And his team, you've got Carol Tin and Tavo Team. Tin and Tim, Tim and Tin. There we go. There's Voxep. Just losing the ball and just diving in, and we got a card there. A yellow card diving in, and Elva, they're ill-disciplined there. Cost them on that occasion. So 18 minutes gone in the second half. Legan trailing by 3-0. So once again, a massive thank you to those who are listening in to our joint collaboration broadcast today. The broadcast on CW Sport Radio, the audios are now being supplemented by actually sort of helping out and providing the commentary on the live feed for Legan this afternoon. So I hope you're enjoying it. So apologies again for the temporary loss of sound at the start of the second half. That was my bad. We've got that sorted out now, I'm happy to report. And in the lovely sunshine, it's tempered by that horrible wind that cuts through the commentary tower. Again, another card coming here for Legan. And when you're diving in on players like that, there's only one thing that's going to happen. That is a yellow card, and they're mounting up here. It's Salamatov going into the book on that occasion. Or Salamanov, I should say. No, it's Salamatov, I beg your pardon. So here's a free kick, about 4 or 5 yards from the goal line, but it's about 10 yards shy to the right side of the penalty area. Cooper being pulled forward onto the keeper. There's a free kick floated in and takes a deflection, and then one back just outside the area. But Elva, with that looking insurmountable, unassailable 3-goal lead. So 20 minutes gone of the second half. 3 goals today. And saying it's very much been a pleasure commentating today. I hope you're enjoying it. We've not gone yet. We've still got the rest of the second half to do, so don't worry. We're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere soon. Borisov, and a long ball forward from Volodin, trying to play it up front towards Vinogradov. It's Panto season. Where is it, Kirill? It's behind you. The ball skied up, and again just being held up by the wind there midway through the Elva half, and a bit of a Legan sandwich there. Talitsky, Borisov in the middle of that one, and a little bit of maybe a little bit of afters, and Dennis Roos is getting warned here. And Roos has got to be careful because he is already in the referee's book. He got booked in the first half, just before half time. And Dennis Bell offside can ill afford to go down to 9. It's all out wide to this left hand side. Casper floats it in behind, or trying to play it in behind Javier. He launches it, clears it over the halfway line, up towards Vinogradov. His first touch, just plays it behind him, wins it again. Little support there from Roos in the middle. Roos gets his head down and charges forward. The ball's just at Sky, not quite into touch. The first touch though from Casper was a bit heavy. And that looks to be a foul, but I think the referee's he's not giving it. And Kondratsky's still quite rightly turning around and actually looking at the referee and going, well, hang on, there was contact there, I felt it, you saw it, even the commentator saw it. But this goes to show that match officials, they are human. You know, don't see everything, and it's easy for me to pick things out on them high up in the high up here. But now Volodin's come further forward and maybe just being pushed a bit further forward into midfield to help out. Coming up to the midway point of the second half here at the Sportland Arena in Tallinn. We're in Estonia for 2 weeks. And there's the throwing coming in. Allowed to be cleared. Well, half cleared. I mean, Elva making a bit of a Horlicks of trying to clear this, to be honest. And in the meantime, they have actually, they have brought on Tavo team, and but Wilson's just flattened there. Nothing really subtle about that challenge, and so that will be a free kick. But time is ticking away, and so into the last 22 minutes of this game. Dennis Bell offside have been down. They've been down to 10 men since 32 minutes, with a dismissal of a straight red for Daniel Gasinski that meant a reorganisation at the back. And it's Elva full of running with fresh legs on. Tavo team, and now that Rylson just outside the penalty area plays a short ball in, and keeper comes out and clears that one away. Ahead of Andre Payu, who's trying to get his second of the afternoon. And we welcome into our listeners from the UK, joining in on we'll listen to our joint collaboration between CW Sport Radio and TJK Legan this afternoon on both our usual audio commentary and of course the live feed today. Hope you're enjoying the coverage wherever you're listening in from and wherever you're watching, of course. And a shot coming in, just flashing past the far post. That's the stuff to give goalkeepers nightmares, but I'm sure that Sergei Bolgov will be telling his teammates, don't worry, had that covered, nothing to see here, move on. Legan still trying. Now Vinogradov helping the ball forward again, out to Borisov on this right hand side. And that seemed an audacious, a speculative effort there, trying to lob the goalkeeper. Maybe just trying to see if that wind would help him out. Well, I think that could do. They are playing with the wind in their favour, I think. As the clearances coming out from Elva are getting held up in the wind, so they're playing into the wind, and God blimey, you can feel it. Now Elva, a little slip, but getting the ball out wide, and Casper, that's gone. That has definitely gone. And Dennis Belov, more words of wisdom from the 46-year-old head coach. He's been in charge for 5 years now, been here since January 2018. As we see, he does an awful lot more around the club as well, and the ball kept in, well, I thought that was kept in play. It was indeed, and it is knocked into touch by Elva. And a little bit of frustration there coming. You might have just heard that there from Dennis Roos. Apologies on that one. Borisov throwing up this right hand side, cut out at the back by Team, but one in midfield again by Talitsky. Another Volodin back to Talitsky again, the wispy little midfielder. Now releasing Dennis Rusin, sends in the middle. We're just being probed there by Legan. They do well to keep the ball in play on this near side. Good work from Kondratsky. Alvin Agradov diving in, wins the ball, but can't latch onto the ball he initially won. He nearly dived in there. Just had to be careful. I think at the last minute was thinking of going in there on Raiko Kid. Just had to hold back. As you're tuning in, we're inside the last 20 minutes here at the Sportland Arena. We're in Tallinn, the capital of Estonia, and it looks like there is going to be another change now. Vladislav Panov, the Ukrainian-born midfielder, about to come on here for Legan. As the amateur officials say, I think the assistant on this near side, Denis Petrov, about to be called over, I think, and he's going to be a change, so that'll be the second change of the afternoon. So Panov is going to come on. And we'll just see who's making way for him. Well, I think this could be Kirill Belenikin. We'll just get that confirmed for you, but I can definitely say that Vladislav Panov is coming on. Just getting some last instructions there from head coach Denis Belov. And big hug there, and it is indeed Kirill Belenikin who's made way. It's a big hug there from his head coach. And Elva get us underway from a restart. Now the Team in midfield. Ball played back over the halfway line and quickly steered back over, striding forward there from Vaiko Kut, the sprightly 36-year-old. Now they're Rylson, spotting an opening at the back. Remember, Legan have been playing down with 10 men for the best part of nearly 40 minutes. Nearly 40 minutes. Vinogradov, strong on the ball, wins it, and then immediately loses it. Frustration there, did the hard work. Made the hard work look easy, and made the easy look hard. I've seen immediately that Panov, as I say, is a Ukrainian refugee, but I'll tell you what, he's found a home here at Legan, and he looks quite comfortable on that pitch already. Has made a few appearances this season. Of course, this is his first season in Estonian football. But here's Rylson midway through Legan's territory for Elva for the visitors. Now finds his captain, Lurk. Look again to Rylson. Remember, Rylson got the second from the penalty spot, and just holding off the attentions there of Talitsky with a cross in from the right hand side over the keeper. But it's gone there, it's gone behind. And goal kick for Legan. Just over 15 minutes, just over a quarter of an hour to go here in Tallinn. Esiliiga action on this Saturday afternoon. Wherever you're listening in, and indeed wherever you're watching in from around the world, hope you're enjoying it today. Also welcome to our listeners from Nelson up in Lancashire in England. Good to have you on board today. And just to remind you that it has indeed finished Rangers 3, Celtic 0, north of the border. And points, it's all even. Leeds United 2, Newcastle United 2. There you go. That's your updates for you. Back to the job in hand, and more importantly, back to the action here in Estonia's capital. Sunshine, clear blue skies, but it's a bit parky. It's a tad fresh. As that Tavo team receives a ball in midfield, just pokes it forward to the right side of midfield, gets it back into defence to Harms, and spotting space on the right hand side. And again, that defence just opening up. Low ball into the box, so cut out the back by Dennis Roos. And again, the ball played forward from Locke, but Elva caught offside and didn't seem too happy with that decision there, though, from Sander Jurgens. Got to be careful. You can't face up and squint and look at the referees like that. You can get yourself in a lot of trouble, a lot of hot water. In the game, it's already seen 4 yellow cards and a straight red, and it looks like another change is imminent here for Legan. I think this is going to be this has got to be Lev Wiesman to come on. And he's into his first season. He's the baby of the team. He's only 16. And we're now seeing another change for Elva. So Erik Elvesh coming on. And Elvesh is replacing Elvesh, I think he's replacing Carol Teen. Indeed, Teen does leave the field of play to be replaced by Erik Elvesh, and now we do see the youngster of the team, Lev Wiesman, on for Legan. So it's only the substitute goalkeepers left kicking their heels. Martin Zhukov for Legan, Marcus Janesh for Elva. The 3-0 Elva lead. Just under 13 minutes to go in the second half. As a contest, I think this game sort of really fizzled out quite some way ago. I mean, it's a long way back from 3-0 down. We've only got 10 men. But to be fair and to give credit to Dennis Belov's side, they haven't stopped, they have tried, and this is it when you've got a lot of youngsters who play together, all coming through the ranks. And here's Roos, who's showing real guts of determination and body check there. Well, he's been told to get up. It did appear from this angle that he was checked there and caught by Kokut, the referee having none of it and saying get up. The referee, Wojciech Karnatovic there, not interested in Dennis Roos's protestations, not a shot. Now here's Panov. Nice diagonal ball, a lovely ball picking up Vinogradov. Here's Vinogradov, threads it into the middle, and here's Roos, but oh no, the flag's up. And that's a shame because that was a well-worked move, that was a good little attack. Maybe Dennis Roos just a bit too keen. And again, he's treading a very fine line here. Picked up a yellow card just before half-time. He has got to be careful that he doesn't get a second yellow. As I see Barton there, just allowing the ball to just run past his body, but the move breaks down. Elva have to reconsolidate midway through their own half. Now it's Tavo team. Again, Elva's just been caught out of the back here. Now Borisov going shoulder to shoulder, just bounces off Tavo team. Play continues. And then Roos just dives in and just checks. He just pulls out at the last minute, realising. And he's still playing at 100 miles an hour with his heart right on his sleeve here, Dennis Roos. And again, you can see why he is a centre forward, he is a striker, he is Legan's leading goal scorer this season with 6 goals. But you can see why with his physique, the way he plays, the style of play, I wouldn't say he's overly aggressive, but he plays with commitment. There is drive, there's heart, there's fight. You can see why Dennis Belov is initially playing him in that midfield, just to maybe give the youngsters something to galvanise around. But obviously matters went well beyond Legan's means in the first half, and again that dismissal of Daniel Gasinski was a real game changer in my opinion. And barely 10 minutes to go here at the Sportland Arena. DJK Legan trailing by 3 goals to 0. Goals for the visitors by Andre Pardew, penalty for Jasper Rolson, and a second half goal from Petar Alev. Alev then having to leave the field of play with it. It looked like he was limping. I think after a closer coming together, a close encounter with Alexander Volodin, who seemed to suffer a bit as well. But Elva now just trying to stretch Legan. Cross comes in from the right, and the keeper gets a touch with it, but it bounces free, and it's cleared at the back by Kondransky. But only as far as Elva's want to win again, and Bogs aren't getting involved. The referee spotted something, and he's just calling Vinogradov and Vajko Kut together. Has there been a little bit of, if there was anything, I wasn't seeing that, so I think there might have been something off the ball there. Something's been said, because they're now sort of squaring up to each other and giving each other the touch of the evils. You can't really do that with the referee right and close, and it's like crazy. You know, it's schoolyard stuff, really. And Vinogradov saying, no, he started it, and Vajko Kut going, well, no, you started it, and it's there's a substitution, and it's a change, and it's a goalkeeper change here for Elva. And so not often we see this, as 18-year-old goalkeeper Mick Marcus Janesh coming on in place of Karl Kroos. Say in all fairness, I think to be fair to Jonas Horn, the head coach for Elva, it's a luxury you can afford to do. You can afford to change your goalkeeper with about 8 minutes to go when you're leading 3-0 against 10 men. It sounds harsh, but it's a luxury that very few coaches do get. And of course that comes in, cleared out of the back. Up towards it, Vinogradov, who's drifted wide onto that left-hand side, closed out, and he tries to hug that left byline. And Vinogradov showing his skills, and he's still battling on, coming forward. He's got support here as well from Wiesmann in the penalty area. Can they get the cross in? Here's Roos, a little touch on the edge of the area to Teletsky, battling hard. The ball just runs loose right at the last minute. And Henry Herm gets in there for Elva. But they can determine to get at least a consolation goal. There's Volodin playing the ball out to his right hand side. A little slip, but that was a very nice little shimmy as well. And the ball seemed to come off the arm there, the Tavo team. But play carries on. It appeared to strike an arm, but VAR is being used in the Estonian League this season in the Esiliiga. It's not got to the Esiliiga yet, and I seriously hope it doesn't. But no, that's me aside. Joking apart, it's so you will see maybe things get missed, possibly, but ball just played back to the keeper, Legan. A goal for Denis Belov's side would do wonders for this team, who just have Martin Zhukov, the 19-year-old goalkeeper, left to be used. I can't see him coming on yet, but ball back with Bolgov. Spinning it out now to Javier. Javier allowed to come closer and just sips the ball. Sends a long ball over the top, just onto the left side of that penalty area, and Dennis Roos there just chasing after it. Can't get to it in time, can't get onto it. And encouragement there from Denis Belov to mark Antonio Javier for the way he came forward out of defence and played that nice long ball upfield. But Elva, the job is done. We're trying to foot off the gas with Roko Wojciech at the back, and it's Wojciech, and that's a very casual ball at the back. And that's the fact that the keeper's only just come on, so he's not really warmed up as such. And maybe Legan can capitalise on this, as Roos just rushes a shot there, and very nearly, as he comes off the pitch, nearly collides with a couple of the goals here. And of course, on either side of our commentary position where we are today, and there's quite a run-off area of asphalt. There's a lot of goals there, and the occasional, I think, portable convenience. And well inside the last 5 minutes of this second half. Elva look set to well, I don't think it was in doubt when they got their third for Petar Alev, but seem to be heading back to the southern pine forests of Estonia with all 3 points in their first win of the afternoon. I say first win of the afternoon, first away win of the season. It's Vinogradov though, determined to be a fly in the ointment here, and they're going to do a nice little drag back, the ball sticking to his feet there like glue. And Vinogradov just backtracks into midfield, releases the ball to the captain Volodin, who comes out of defence into the centre circle. Now to Talitsky, just to his left. But it's back with Javier in defence. So Volodin when Volodin comes forward, there are gaps being left at the back there, because obviously Volodin's coming forward and no one's coming back to cover that gap he's leaving. Scoreline wise, the damage was done a long time ago, but Vinogradov is determining to be the architect here. Now finds Panov. And Legan now, with the exception of Javier, with all their outfielders, or all their remaining outfielders, in the Elva half. And it just seems to be just a little bit too little too late. There's Janash now with the ball, just a young keeper, just rolls it out the back there to Vogset. Back to the keeper. He seems just caught in two minds, seems uncertain what to do and unsure what to do. And the thing is though, whilst he's on the ball, it's not time wasting because he's just holding on to it. It's possession football. There's T now over the halfway line. Send the ball out wide to that right hand side for Elva, but the move breaks down. It's a throw into Legan. But Elva just robbed and this could be a free shot here for Payu, who just chips the keeper and sends it wide. Oh my word, how on earth did he miss that? That seemed to be, I think everyone here thought that was going in. I thought that was going in. All he had to do was just get it over the keeper, and he sends it wide. Andre Payu with a perfect opportunity to score his second of the afternoon and his side's fourth. That would have doubled their away goals scored this season, and they'd have done it in one game. But not to be. Still 3-0 they lead. Into the closing stages here at the Sportland Arena in Tallinn. And once again, a massive thank you to those you've been listening in on to our joint broadcast with my little network CW Sport Radio, and those who've been watching the live stream today, the live feed. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. I hope you enjoyed what you've heard. And now Panov trying to get the corner, but it's not gone into touch. It's Hoffman. A little push there on Taletsky by Jasper Wilson rather. A little bit silly. And now here's Vinogradov just on the inside the Elva penalty area, just crowded out there by Vajko Kurt. As Elva release here and send the ball now Payu, and the flag is up though. Payu, got to be honest, just seemed to be just maybe a foot offside. Well, it's 8 foot as opposed to, it was his actual football foot, not a measurement of foot offside, but you know what I mean. It's just fractionally off when that ball was played forward, but we're into well inside the end of this game here now, as Volodin with a sort of a sweeping foot of resignation about the scoreline sends out forwards. The play continues. Here's Volodin chipping the ball forward up towards Roos. Well, Denis Roos seemingly unable to add to his tally of 6 goals for the season so far today. And here's Javier coming forward, licensed to come from the back here, licensed the thrill here from Javier, from Mark Antonio Javier, I should say. I'll get my words out in a minute. As the ball just knocked into touch. A move breaks down for Elva. We are well and truly into time added on at the end of this second half. Legan 0, Elva 3. Did have a chance. They've had a couple of chances in the second half to get a fourth, but not to be. Here's Volodin at the back though, just releasing it. Borisov. Here's Borisov. The pass so to Teletsky was intercepted and telegraphed, and off the ball now. Volodin waiting on it. Seemed to go in on Payu. Payu's gone down. Screaming blue murder. Referee saying immediately. Initially, the referee just waved it away and wasn't interested, but Payu stayed down. Now the referee is interested. And there's Belov. He's not happy with that, and he's absolutely admonishing Alexander Volodin, as if to say, "What are you doing?" It was a careless challenge, and it did look to be off the ball. And Alexander Volodin could be in trouble here. It all depends what take on this Wojciech Karnashevich has. Well, I say it's quite warm out on the pitch today. Of course, on the artificial surface on the 4G in the sunshine, it's ghastly hot underfoot. And players are getting water on board best they can, but Payu just holding his left shoulder there. I seem to be in some pain. Of course, there's no subs left, so obviously Elva can't bring on anyone else. They've used them all. So if worst case scenario, if Payu can't continue, Elva will finish the game out with 10. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Payu's probably going to come back on in a minute. And yeah, you say there's this little flick of the wrist there going, "Yeah, I'm fine, I'm okay, I'll come back on." So a restart, deep into time added on at the end of this second half. Long ball forward, over the head of Roos, runs free, straight to Yash at the back. And the young keeper in no sort of hurry to deliver this and launch this upfield. And referee's not glanced at his watch yet, so obviously we'll be factoring in substitutions. Normally you allow, I think the standard nowadays is allow 30 seconds per substitution. Yeah, looking at a good 3.5 minutes, good 3.5 minutes of subs as well, plus timings for bookings. But the referee said, "You know what, that's enough of that," and has blown full time here at the Sportland Arena. It has indeed finished. Legan 0, Elva 3. I would like to say once again thank you so much to TJK Legan for having me on the live feed today. I hope you've enjoyed the commentary. I hope you've enjoyed it. So apologies for the temporary loss of sound at the start of the second half, but as you could hear, we got there in the end. And indeed, Elva have got there in the end. The first win on the road this season. But again, an entertaining game. But thank you again. I hope you've enjoyed it. And I'd like to say once again, massive thank you to Patrick doing all the wizardry technical stuff. You know, these are the people you don't often see behind the scenes. You don't see them. They quietly go on doing their business, but without their technical wizardry and doing their bits, you wouldn't be able to have what we had today. So I hope you've enjoyed watching that wherever you have been. And I'd like to say once again, thank you so much for having us here today. And so that is full time. And until the next time, from all of us here at the Sportland Arena, and for me, Chris Walker, your guest commentator today on the TJK Legan live feed, and of course I'll be back on CW Sport Radio duty tomorrow at tomorrow at 12:40 Estonia time, so 10:40 in the morning in the UK. It's Germany, Spain, as we get our women's under 17 Euros coverage underway. So from all of us here at the Sportland Arena, and for me, Chris Walker, it's goodbye from us, and goodbye for me. Bye bye for now. Later and goodbye.
Eesti koondise peatoetaja on LHV Pank.
Suured asjad ei juhtu ühe päevaga. Keegi ei ole muutunud üleöö tervislikuks või bännerile klikkides alandanud kaalu. Suured asjad juhtuvad hoopis tasapisi. Sul on võimalik teha värskemaid ning tervislikumaid valikuid ja seda mõistliku hinnaga. Sa ei pea tegema suuri kangelastegusid. Tee hoopis väikeseid, aga tee neid pidevalt. Rimi, parem iga päevaga.
Põnevad mängumaailmad leiad Kuulbetist. Kuulbet, alati mängus. Kas asi on kaitses?
On. Asi on kaitses.
Ja asi on maitses. A. Le Coq armastab jalgpalli juba 20 aastat.
Dacia Duster alates 10 390 eurost. Ostes nüüd Dacia, saad talverehvid kingiks kaasa.
ABC Motors, Eesti Jalgpalliliidu ametlik autopartner.
Meiega koos alati nähtav. Vaata lisaks linnaekraanid.ee.
See lööb üle põhimõtteliselt.
Need no laser beam.
Millal me kodu valmis saab?
Ära muretse, Kreeks, varsti.
Euronics on UEFA naiste jalgpalli ametlik toetaja.